Very excited about this video today because I'm going to tell you something that everybody seems to miss on the spiritual path, where no one is really talking about, and what really excites me in this whole journey, what really resonates with me, because I feel like there are two steps to the spiritual path, which a lot of people go in and a lot of people understand, but I feel like there's a third part of this. There's a third step that everyone seems to miss, and in my opinion is maybe even the most important step of all of them. So what am I talking about? What is this one step? What secret am I going to tell you in this video? It's a perspective and a realization I've had, and what really freed me and gave me a lot of motivation and a lot of clarity to move forward. So hopefully you get something out of it, and I'll tell it to you in a story. So if you have a little bit of patience, I'm gonna tell it to you in a story. So hold on, because it's gonna be interesting. My story, and I'm gonna tell it to you in 3 steps. So the first part of the story is I was running a business. I was running my business. I was doing e-commerce. I was having a brand, selling natural supplements online, and it was quite a good brand. We did quite some revenue. I was working in sales at the same time, so I had a very, let's say, normal. Well, I had a very, very fine life, focused on money a lot. I was really focused on the revenue drivers. I was working 15 hours a day to hit that fucking 10K month. 10K profit was the goal, and my goal was to retire my family and to not really retire my family, but to be able to give back to my mom, give my dad maybe a car, or something like that, and give my friends dinners and go on vacation with them and pay stuff and take my girlfriend around the world. Well, back then I didn't have a girlfriend, but I'm saying that right now. And I drive a nice car, have a nice house, just live a beautiful, successful life. That was my goal, right? And I was running that business, and I was running in the sales, but there was one really big roadblock I had, and that roadblock was that I had a lot of negative thoughts. I had a lot of fears. So I was constantly working, but deep down I didn't feel calm. I didn't feel relaxed. I didn't feel good. I was constantly running away from this fear, running away from these feelings I really had inside, and I was using my work and using my business and using the gym all as escape mechanisms to not feel how I was really feeling deep down inside. But I didn't really realize. I was only focused on, I need to work and make that money so I can finally be free, and I didn't want to think about how I was feeling and the negative thoughts I was having. I didn't really want to face it. So that was the first part of my life, very let's say materialistic, very, very working hard, very goal orientated, but not really in touch with my real feelings and feeling safe. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel love. I didn't feel joy. I was only in my mind constantly focused on this goal and working, so I couldn't really even enjoy time with my friends anymore, because I was so fearful. If I was having a dinner with friends, I would go in the restaurant to the toilet, because I felt like I was gonna fucking die, basically, because I had so much fear. So I couldn't really enjoy that life, and I was constantly frightened, basically. And then the second step was when I realized, okay, this is not how I want to live. This I cannot do this any longer. I need to confront these fears. I need to go inwards. I need to see what is going on. So I stopped all work. I stopped the business. My business partners are still running it, so I still get a cut from the profit. That's the main reason how I can live in Mexico right now. So definitely nice to have some passive income, and living here and traveling through Mexico with my girlfriend. So that's beautiful, but that's a side note. I stopped the business. I stopped my team leader in door-to-door selling thing. I had a recruitment business even. I had so fucking busy at the time. So I stopped the e-commerce brand. I went out of e-commerce brand, basically, and I made a deal with the guys. Second, I stopped the recruitment agency. I had around 25 people working under me, as in I recruited them for the company. I got paid on the hours they made. So that was also a passive income stream I built up. I stopped that. So I still got revenue from that because the people worked there still, so it was nice. And I stopped the team leader role, and I just stopped everything work-wise. And I was just thought, okay, fuck it, I'm going to go into the healing. So I figured breathwork would really help me to get in touch with my emotions. I went to retreats in Belgium. Well, retreats, it was one retreat, but I went to a retreat in Belgium. I went to a retreat to become a breathwork coach on Ibiza. I meditated, I had conversations, I went to therapists, I went to coaches, and this all really helped me. And I sometimes I smoked a little medicinal cannabis joint. Or I did, that's some stuff I did. And things really helped me, and I really learn to process my emotions, and I really had a spiritual awakening moments where I was like, wow, I know that this ego mind and all this stuff I'm thinking about and all these negative thoughts and all these negative emotions is not me. I'm completely free from this, but the only thing is I get caught in it. So I could process this. I could get more in touch with my feelings. Maybe for you guys it sounds very corny when I say I could get more in touch with my feelings, but it is really powerful stuff, to be honest. And I feel like it's not been talked about enough, because it is very important to be in touch with your feelings and to be able to relax into life, because that's what it is, you know. Well, in this step, I was like, okay, now I'm on the spiritual path. I stopped the materialistic lifestyle and I stopped all the goals I had. I was not thinking about those goals anymore. And the only thing was, I am on a spiritual enlightenment journey. We are going to smoke more weed because I'm going to feel more enlightened. We're going to not work because working and materialism is bad, and we don't like having the urge to drive a nice car and to buy nice things is egotistical. So we cannot be materialistic. We need to be breathworking more, meditating more. We need to be more in touch with our purpose and more in touch with nature and blah, 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 blah. So the second step was I got caught into the spiritual path. First step, materialistic path, basically not in touch with the emotions. Second path, spiritual path, focusing on getting enlightened, focusing on, and in that period of trying to get enlightened and trying to be even more spiritual and blah, 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 all that stuff, I was so much more passive. So I would wake up at 11 a.m. I wouldn't do an alarm clock. I didn't work at all. I smoked joints in the morning sometimes. In the afternoon I smoked sometimes. It wasn't that I smoked every day, but maybe 5 times a week I would be high and during the daytime and stuff. And I would just stay in and I would try to meditate. And I felt like I was going backwards a little bit. And I was like, I didn't feel good at all. I was in a passive mode. I didn't have action. I skipped the gym. I was regressing. And until my girlfriend said, like, I feel like you're depressed. And I was like, fuck, what is going on? Maybe I am doing something wrong. Maybe I am getting a bit depressed or something like that. And then I realized, okay, the third pillar I'm talking about. And the third pillar I'm talking about is we're going to be mixing spirituality and success. So what am I doing right now? I told you about the goals I had in the first phase, right? That didn't change. I still have the goal to help my family. It's not that they're in a bad spot or something like that, but just to give back to my family, give back to my friends, go on vacation with friends, drive a fucking nice car, to be honest. You know, I still want to drive that Aston Martin. I still want to drive the Range Rover. It's not that I'm spiritual right now and I don't want to drive it anymore. Of course I want. Like, let's be honest, guys. It's not that when I'm spiritual, I always thought that when I would be spiritual, I wouldn't want to drive a nice car because materialism is bad. How fucking crazy would it be to drive your Aston Martin through the Italian Alps with a friend and just be cruising there, just be living your life? Of course, that's still the goal. And the goal got even stronger. The purpose got even stronger. So what is the third aspect I'm talking about? We are in a process of connecting more with our feelings, connecting more with our emotions, being more able to relax in life, being more able to peel back surface layers of the mind of negative thoughts and be disconnected from that, so we don't really get that bothered by it anymore, I would say. So we can relax more into life, we can feel more safe, we can feel more at home within ourselves. Feeling in touch with ourselves. So when we are more in touch with ourselves, we can also be more in touch with our purpose, right? Because if we're constantly focused on the goals and the materialism and blah blah, maybe that's not our real purpose. So when we peel back these surface layers and we are more able to relax into life, we are able to be in touch with our higher purpose. So what is the third step? We are more in touch with our emotions, more in touch with our feelings. We are more disconnected from our thoughts. We have healed the pain and the trauma that is underneath those thoughts that created this negative cycle. So we have healed some things, and maybe we're still in the process of healing this. We're in the process of feeling at home, feeling more self-love towards ourselves. And from that place, yes, we can combine it. So we are more in touch with our purpose, with what we truly want to give to this world. We are more, we have way more clarity. We have way more love. And we have way more power to be giving instead of only thinking what we want to get, because we are already feel like we are already good enough. We are already enough. We are already good. And from this place we can move forward. And this is the whole point I'm talking about in this video. So I'm glad you stayed on to this part of the video, because this is the whole thing. When we went through this phase of, okay, we peeled back all these emotions, we release things, we feel way better, we feel more clarity, then we can fucking run this amazing business. Then we can build something beautiful, something purposeful. We can build with the people we love. We can give back to the world. We can give back to our family. Like, because we got rid of those negative thoughts and emotions, we have way more clarity to move forward. It's not we have way more clarity now and now we're spiritual and we don't need to achieve anything anymore. No, we have way more clarity to move forward. That's the whole point. In the first phase where I was running a business and I got so bothered by my negative thoughts, I am still the same guy, only I let go of these negative patterns, but I still have this drive in me to achieve great things, and you as well. It's not that we're spiritual right now and we need to be meditating all the time and we need to get enlightened and being in nature and we can't be materialistic. I don't like that shit at all. I don't like that shit at all. I don't like it that these spiritual people never have money. Okay, I don't like it that these spiritual people don't care about their appearance and don't, you know, they're only focused on spirituality and they're completely lost in not being grounded anymore. So we stay grounded by still living a life, still making money, combining making money, combining spirituality, combining building things, being purposeful in the world and giving back to the world, and receiving everything we can get back from it. Receiving the beautiful, maybe for you, the beautiful wife, the beautiful children, the car, the house, the money, everything can be given to you when you're in a place that you feel safe, that you feel clarity, that you feel purposeful, and that you can give back to the world. Then it's a momentum of giving back to the world and receiving from the world instead of getting because you don't feel safe inside. You understand what I mean? And this is my message, basically. This is a message I feel like really resonates with me, because we don't want to be the spiritual guy that doesn't achieve anything anymore and is just passive and being high all the time. And we don't want to be the sales guy or the businessman that is constantly working but not even able to enjoy the fruits of his labor when the time comes. So we combine the two, and that's the only way to go, in my opinion. Okay, so this is a bit of a rant on this, but I really feel a fire inside to be saying this message, because it's so obvious, to be honest. It's actually pretty obvious when we realize this. So we still go to the gym, we still want to build this amazing physique, we still want to maybe drive the nice car or build a nice house, but we don't need it anymore to feel good inside. We don't have the illusion anymore that once we achieve these things, we can feel another inner state, because the inner state is already safe. The inner state is already enough. The inner state feels already good enough and is not fearful anymore, so we can feel safe in ourselves, and we create from a place of giving, from a place of creation, from a place of creativity, and our work is going to be 10 times better because it's more pure, it's more purposeful. Maybe the results will come a little bit slower. I don't know if that's true. I don't really experimented with that yet, but we can be feel good and enjoy the process of fucking creation. Sorry for the swearing. But this is the thing, this is the message. If you resonate with this message, I wanna get an audience together of guys that feel the same about this, or girls can also be, but the people that feel the same about this, and I want to cater my message more for this type of stuff, because I want to be giving retreats in the future, retreats where we focus on emotional healing, where we focus on therapy, focus on coaching, focus on the inner work, but from that and from that space we made in those retreats and in these programs I'm going to create, then we can give into the world, then we can be purposeful, then we can build towards a future, build towards our dream life, because that's still possible. We don't need to neglect our desires and our dream life once we are sort of spiritual, right? So someone said Neuro Knowledge on YouTube. Check him out. Very interesting guy. He says one quote, and it's, spirituality without the ability to create your desired reality is vanity, which means spirituality without the ability to create your dream life, without the ability to create what you want in life, is vanity, is nothing, is stardust. So that's a very interesting quote, and I really agree with that one. So hopefully this makes sense for you guys. I think it's interesting perspective. Let me know what you think in the comments, and join the movement, subscribe to the channel, like the video, everything like that, and I'll see you guys on the next one.